36-year-old Yua Shu was born in Taiwan, China, where she still remains a citizen. She never received citizenship in the United States. She met and married her husband James Ross 9 years ago. James Ross is an engineer at Bloomberg in New Jersey. The couple had 2 children, 7-year-old Samantha Ross, and 10-month-old Paul Ross. Samantha was in the 2nd grade at Waldorf School in Princeton. Her nickname was Sam. She loved setting up lemonade stands in front of their home. Shu and Ross's marriage began to crumble and the two parted ways, but Shu was not happy with the failed marriage. On November 9 in 2021 at around 7:41 a.m. Hillsborough Township Police responded to a 911 call about a car in a ditch. A tow truck driver passing by found the vehicle, and spotted Shu in the front seat zip-tying her own hands to the steering wheel. The truck driver inquired if she was all right and she told him no. When he peered into the back seat he noticed 2 children, both bound by zip ties, and tape over their eyes and mouth. Both children were unresponsive. He immediately called 911. He told the dispatcher, "We need a cop and medical personnel. Send someone immediately as fast as possible." He continued, "There is a baby in the back seat of the car with duct tape on its face. Get EMT please immediately. The baby is not responsive. Hurry please hurry." He said that he didn't believe the woman was in a good mental state. That she tied herself to the steering wheel and has duct tape around her head. At one point the caller began to cry. He said, "I think she was trying to kill herself. I think she killed the baby." The caller identified himself as a father with 3 children. Officers arrived at the scene and found both children still restrained in the car. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Shu admitted to authorities that she killed both children. She also admitted to planning the murders for over a week. She described in horrific detail the day of the murders. She said she first drove to a gas station and had lunch, then to a True Value hardware store where she purchased the zip ties and duct tape to carry out her plan. She said she used zip ties to bound her daughter's hands and she put duct tape on both children's faces before suffocating them with her bare hands. She was taken to the hospital for evaluation. She was later arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. She is being held at the Somerset County Jail. If Shu is convicted of her charges, she will more than likely get life in prison without the possibility of parole for the first 35 years. New Jersey does not have the death penalty. She was emotionless in the video room of the jail during her detention hearing before Superior Court Judge Peter Tubber. Judge Tubber said the facts are particularly horrific in this case. Shu has no previous criminal history other than a domestic violence charge earlier in 2021, where she harassed her estranged husband. The charges were later dropped and things were settled out of court. The judge said that Shu's attorney has the right to appeal, but that she will otherwise remain behind bars until her next court date on December 20th. Her bail was denied in part because of the nature of the crimes, and concerns that she could be a flight risk due to not being a U.S. citizen. James Ross, the children's father, wants everyone to remember the children as they were in life. Ross set up a GoFundMe, not for himself, but for his children's nanny, Flor Cabrera. Not only did he set up the GoFundMe, but he also donated $2,000. A trial date has not been determined yet. According to the attorney, funeral arrangements will be private, but a public memorial service honoring the lives of Sam and Paul has been scheduled on November 13 from 5 to 7 p.m. at Stonehill Church in Princeton. Matthew Taylor Coleman, age 40, married Abby, age 35, in 2017. Matthew grew up loving everything about the ocean. He loved spear fishing, but his real passion was surfing. He spent some time teaching high school, but in 2015 the couple opened a popular surfing school called Love Water Surf Company in Santa Barbara, California. The business offers private and group surf lessons, as well as surf therapy. The couple had 2 beautiful children, their 2-year-old son, Kaleo, and 10-month-old daughter, Roxy. The couple lived in Santa Barbara, California. On August 7 in 2021 the couple were packing for a camping trip when all of a sudden Matthew scooped up both kids and put them into the family van and drove away. At first Abby thought he was just gathering supplies for the trip. Abby attempted to text her husband numerous times, but the messages went unanswered. When hours passed and darkness came, she noticed the baby's car seat, and became extremely worried. She reported her husband and children missing. Officers advised Abby to use the Find My app on her iPhone to locate her husband. That's when she realized he was in Rosarito, Mexico. Local police alerted the FBI to investigate since they suspected it was a parental kidnapping. On August 9 Coleman was spotted at the San Isidro checkpoint trying to re-enter the US alone. When he attempted to present his paperwork there was obvious blood on it. He was arrested by Custom and Border Patrol. Around the same time that Coleman was being arrested, the bodies of 2-year-old Kaleo and 10-month-old Roxy were found in a ditch on a farm. Coleman was taken into custody and questioned. He waived his Miranda rights and told the feds that he believed his kids were going to grow into monsters, so he had to kill them to save the world. He was charged with the foreign murders of US nationals. During the investigation it was discovered that Coleman was heavily influenced by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories. QAnon is a wide-reaching conspiracy theory group that has been growing on the fringes of right-wing internet communities for years. It seems to have grown substantially during the recent coronavirus epidemic and social unrest. QAnon's core belief is based on the belief that within the Democratic Party, Hollywood celebrities and billionaires are engaging in human trafficking and pedophilia. They believe that the group harvests blood from abused and sacrificed children to supposedly extend their lives. The Illuminati is the theory that a secret society exists and is worldwide. It's believed that their intent is on world domination. Those who believe in this theory feel that the group's main focus is to influence political decisions as well as disrupt institutions like church. He believed that the former President Donald Trump was secretly battling a cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles at the highest level of political power. He confessed to killing both of his young children with a spearfishing gun in Mexico, because he said they inherited serpent DNA from his wife and were going to grow into monsters. Serpent DNA is a part of the conspiracy theory pertaining to lizard people. It's a belief that reptilian aliens are secretly positioned across the globe, and have taken over in high positions in all aspects of life, such as the government, banking, actors, and others in high power. Agents asked Coleman if he knew what he did was wrong. He admitted he knew it was wrong, but it was the only course of action that would save the world. The autopsies revealed that he shot his son with a spear gun, but his son was still alive, so he moved the spear around inside the boy's chest, then stabbed him 12 times. His 10-month-old daughter was shot with a spear gun, then stabbed 17 times. Investigators found a blood-stained wooden stake near the scene where the bodies were located. After murdering his children, Coleman disposed of the spearfishing gun in a creek, and put his bloody clothes in a trash bin on the side of the road in Tijuana. When Coleman was booked into Santa Ana County Jail, he had a band-aid on his hand. When the officer inquired about it, he said he cut himself while hurting his children. Mexican authorities assisted with video footage of Coleman and his 2 children checking into the Rosarito hotel on Saturday, the day he drove away from his home. Footage also showed Coleman leaving the hotel with the children in the early hours of the day of the murders. When Abby Coleman was interviewed, she told investigators that she never suspected her children were in any danger. She said the couple were not having any marital issues, so this was a shock. A close friend of Coleman's said that he was spending a lot of time and brainpower online looking at conspiracy theory web pages and message boards. He said Coleman spent hours each day glued to his phone looking at the stuff. It was an obsession for him, the friend said. But no one knew how serious it was. Now I wish I had pushed back a little more and maybe stopped a tragedy. Coleman was indicted on murder charges, and is being held without bond. He is eligible for the death sentence if convicted. He is being held in protective custody due to the nature of his crimes. His trial date has not been set yet. Funeral details were not made known to the public. Jessica Bortal, age 34, married Philip Bortal on March 8 in 2008. The couple had 2 children. 14-year-old Jasmine, and 12-year-old Philip Bortal Jr. Jasmine was in and out of hospitals due to being special needs and having medical issues. She was born with a neuromuscular disorder. She was always a daddy's girl. The family of 4 lives in Bonifay, Florida. Bonifay, Florida, is about 110 miles east of Pensacola, Florida. On July 8, 2021, Jasmine was taken to Ascension Heart Hospital in Pensacola, Florida due to an infection. However, during the hospital stay, Jasmine lost consciousness and died despite extensive life-saving procedures. Both Jasmine's mother and grandmother were in the room with her when the child lost consciousness. During the autopsy, the medical examiner discovered horrific internal injuries to her ribs and liver. The medical examiner indicated that the injuries were so severe it would have killed the child within minutes. These injuries were not present when Jasmine was admitted to the hospital. The injuries occurred during her hospital stay. The autopsy report noted that the child's injuries were similar to those found in traffic crash victims. During the investigation, Jasmine's grandmother told authorities that she saw Jessica injure her granddaughter. She said she pleaded with her daughter to calm down and told her that's just how Jasmine is. Jessica initially told police she didn't know how her daughter received her injuries, but after her mother came forward as a witness, Jessica admitted to authorities that she had an argument with her daughter over crayons, and she became angry and slammed a table into her daughter's abdomen, then forcibly leaned on the table, causing fatal injuries. Video footage outside Jasmine's room shows Bortal leaving her daughter's hospital room just moments before she was found unconscious. Bortal was seen shaking and flinging her hand as though she was in pain. Bortal was arrested and charged with negligent manslaughter. Her bond was set at $500,000. Bortal could face up to 30 years in prison if convicted of the charges. Ascension Sacred Hospital issued a statement: "The loss of Jasmine was an unimaginable tragedy for those who loved her, and it was heartbreaking for the nurses and doctors in our children's hospital who cared for her. We send our deepest sympathies and our prayers for her family, and all who knew her." Jasmine was cremated at an unknown location. Alvaro Garcia, age 40, married Connie, age 36, in 2009. The couple had 2 beautiful children together. 6-year-old Juliana, and 18-month-old Julian. The couple could not work out their difficult marriage, so the two separated in the middle of 2016. The couple were in dispute over who should retain custody of the children, and were in and out of court arguing on many occasions over the children. Alvaro was scheduled to get his kids for the weekend of Father's Day in 2017. He was supposed to drop the children back off at Connie's home after the visit, but he never showed. So Connie decided to go over to Alvaro's home, but it appeared he was not home. She felt something was not right, so she called the police. When police arrived, they knocked on the door and left a business card at the door. Connie and the police department were in contact that night, and the next morning deputies returned to Azure's apartment around 9 a.m. When deputies still couldn't get anyone to answer the door, a deputy climbed a ladder to enter the apartment by removing a screen on the open bathroom window. Once inside, the deputy found a terrible scene. Both of the children were found in a bedroom deceased. Alvaro was found hanging by a rope above where his children lay lifeless. It was later discovered through investigation that before he killed his kids and hung himself, he turned his cell phone off so nobody could contact him. Before turning off his phone, he sent one last text message to his mother telling her that he loved her and that he'd see her later. Police believe the murder-suicide happened sometime Sunday afternoon. After the murders, Lieutenant John Cregan with the Santa Rosa, California Police Department held a press conference where he told reporters that the department's preliminary investigation showed that the couple had a volatile arrangement following their separation. There had been heated verbal exchanges that we're aware of, Cregan said. Connie Camara released the following statement. Community of Sonoma County. I sit here at 7:06 a.m. on Tuesday, June 20th in 2017, swaddled in my daughter's blanket, and drinking tea from a cup that reads "I love you, Mom," fighting back the tears, and struggling to make sense of this horrific situation. As I hear updates and stories coming out in regards to my children's identity, and pictures of them without my knowledge, I am visibly distraught and upset. They are my precious innocent children that were beyond loved by their family, friends and community. I know I am not the only person that has gone through this horrific, unimaginable situation, so please help me spread stories like this, to raise awareness that is much needed to help prevent anything like this happening to another family. I sought help on numerous occasions, and said many times my children were in danger in their father's care, and I didn't receive the urgent help I needed to save them. Signed, a mother no longer able to hold her children. Police say Alvaro had no criminal record and no history of abuse allegations prior to the killings. His sister, Jessica Bortal, spoke with local TV station about her brother's horrible actions, saying she could not come to terms with her brother's actions. Funeral arrangements were not made known to the public.
Want to help support the channel you love, and get something in return? Simply purchase some Elizabeth's Chronicles merch. We have coffee mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, cozy blankets, beach towels, phone covers and more. Use the coupon code EC10OFF4U, and get 10% off your order. The link to order is in the description area below this video. Thanks for helping Elizabeth's Chronicles continue to make the videos you love.